Okay guys, welcome to day one, week one of the transformation course online. So we've got a great session for you today. We're going to work on the squat and we're going to work on the press, more so the press up. Okay, we'll do a general warm up and then we're going to pause. Then I'm going to give you an opportunity to pause the video. Once I've demoed the warm up, you crack on with the warm up and then come back, and then we're going to go through the skill, the squat. So it's going to be the chair squat, air squat and goblet squat. Okay, but don't worry too much about the names at the moment, okay, because we're going to go all through those and we're going to keep reinforcing the movements as we go through this course. Then we've got the press, so we're going to do wall press, chair press, knees, so off your knees, worm and normal press up. Okay, and again, opportunities on those skill phases to pause, practice the movement for a few minutes or so, for as long as you feel comfortable, and then press play again and then move on to the next section. And then we'll finish up with the cardio piece at the end. Just a 7-minute workout for you today, and we will build those up as the weeks or as the days and the weeks go on. But again, nothing for you to worry about. It's a case of just getting on with it today, and then your confidence will build up as we go on. This one with the cardio today, I want you to record it. So write it down what you got. It would be what round you got to in that 7 minutes, and when we come back to retest it, we can see if the program's been effective for you, and just see your improvement. Okay, because like I say, it is a progressive program. We'll start off at a very base level and then we'll move up through the days and weeks. But also, this can be for anyone. Okay, so all these workouts are sort of AMRAPs. What we mean is in many rounds, you've got a time frame to do a certain amount of reps in that time frame. So it doesn't matter how fit you are. When I do it, you'll probably see me hanging out. So when we do this 7-minute AMRAP, I'll be doing it with you. I'll be going at a steady pace, but I'll certainly get something from it. Okay, cool. So let's dive straight into it now, guys. What you'll notice is I don't do any editing of the video. I just do it. It's fresh, it's raw, and that's how you get it in the class. Okay, the only difference between the class is obviously we're at home, but if we was at home with you, I'd be doing the same thing. Is that you've got the opportunity to pause it and then go back to it, revert back to it if you feel like you've missed anything, where in a class it'll be a little bit quicker. The only other thing, but in a class I'll be able to see how you're moving. So that's why I'm suggesting that you train with someone, because that way they'll be able to see how you move and see if you'll then and look for the key points that I'm mentioning in these skill sessions. Okay, so without further ado, we'll get into the warm up. Warm up's quite straightforward. We've got 2 rounds, so we're going through this twice. 5 chair setups, 5 chair squats. So basically it's 5 chair sits. So you need a chair, and that's all you'll need for this part of the warm up. So you're going to sit down and stand up 5 times. Okay, however you do that, that's fine. We're not going to go through a skill set of how to do that at the moment. So you're just going to sit down, stand up, squeeze your bum. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's easy. Okay, you've got 5 forward folds. So reach it up for the ceiling here, and then you're just going to come down around your back, touch the floor if you can, and then back up again. So 5 reps. I'm not bothered about you rounding your back here. Actually, I want you to round your back to stretch it. Okay, so 5 reps there, and then you're going to do 10 reps arms swinging forward, keeping your biceps close to your ears. So 10 reps and then 10 reps coming back. So really trying to get your biceps to touch your ears as you do that. So you can go 2 rounds through that, guys. So 5 chair sits, 5 forward folds, 10 arm swings forward, 10 arm swings back. Okay, pause the video, crack on, and see you in a bit. Cool. Hopefully that's warmed you up a little bit, guys. Warmed your legs up slightly. Obviously stretched out the lower back and then the shoulders as well. So you're feeling good to go. So we'll cover the first skill, which is the squat. The squat is probably one of the most fundamental movements that we can do. I do go on a lot about this, so if you have done one of my courses before, you will know that this is like I always pretty much say the same thing. You've only got to watch children do it. They do it perfectly. They can sit in the squat for hours if they wanted to, but they can sit there playing comfortably. But you try and get one of us into the squat and sit there for any length of time, it becomes very uncomfortable. A good challenge for you is to try and sit in a squat for 10 minutes, and that is very challenging. But we haven't got that far yet. Let's focus on just trying to get the form of the squat right first. So we're going to go through the chair squat to start off with. We did a little bit of that in the warm up, but we're going to go through the actual technique of it. So in the squat, okay, first and foremost we want to think about is our feet, our base. Yep, our base is the most important thing here, and same with anything that we do. So we want the big toe, little toe, and the heel on the floor throughout the whole movement. So your heel never comes off the ground. So what we're looking for is a good arch in the feet, in your feet. Where your arch is, the arch of your foot, okay, the instep, the in the arch, okay. Where that is, we want to really create as much of that arch as possible. That arch gives us stability. But also, I don't know if you can see from there, if I just stand normally, my knees are almost, they're not in, but they're just straight on, okay? When I create that arch, as soon as I create that arch, you can see it there, my knees come out, and I can also feel my glutes switching on. Hardest thing, one of the hardest muscles to switch on is the glutes, and it's for most of us, and that is because we spend a lot of time sitting down, whether it's driving, on the laptop, watching telly. We spend a lot of time sitting down, and that's why a lot of people suffer from bad back. Okay, so getting those glutes to fire off is a really key thing in the squat. So when I come to this, I'll move back to the chair. I want to make sure that my legs just slightly touch the chair, so I don't want to be too far away because I might end up missing the chair or I'm sort of searching for it when I come back. So I want to make sure that I'm there, I can easily sit down to that chair. Now, from here I'm standing up straight, squeeze my bum, pull my stomach in, yep, and now I'll create the arch of my feet. Create the arch of my feet, my knees come out slightly, and what I'm looking for now, that's my base sorted. My glutes are on. Okay, so from here, I don't want to make it any more technical than just to sit down. Okay, my hips come back, and what I want to do is to make it a little bit easier is have my arms out in front of me as I'm sitting down. So there, glutes are on, I sit down, and just have my arms in this bottom position here, so my back's nice and straight, and then I use my arms to push myself back up again, squeezing my butt at the top. So I'm nice and straight. What we don't want to do is push your bum back like that and arch your back. So squeeze your butt, stop there again, arms out in front of you, sit back, keep that arch in your feet, and then stand back up again. Okay? Straight forward, sit back, arms up in front. This keeps our chest nice and high. Stand through. I'll bring you round to the front, how it looks like from the front. Good arch in the feet, arms up in front of me, sit back. So notice that my knees are staying out now, they're not like this. Okay, so they're out, and then I'll stand up. Okay, pause the video there, guys. Practice that for about, so 3 sets of 5 reps. and just go through it nice and steady, focusing on pushing your hips back, keeping that arms up in front of you. They don't have to be right up here, but it does help to keep that chest up. And then stand up. Okay, so that's a chair squat. Next one, so as a lead on from there, if we find that we're getting on with that fine and we're moving well, we want to move on to what we call now as the air squat. Okay, one thing I didn't mention on that, like at the moment, we're just sitting on that and relaxing and then driving back up. Later on, we just want to make sure we touch and drive up. We don't want to be sitting there relaxing the whole body like we would if we were sitting down normally. Okay, so next one, air squat. So it's a lead on from that. Nothing else changes, okay? All we do is grab the floor with your feet. You've got 3 points of contact, big toe, little toe, and heel all on the floor. Okay, hips come back slightly. Hips come back slightly, that loads the butt up. Okay, what we find is people who suffer, like we often hear people go, oh, squatting hurts my knees. And normally it is, once we watch how they move, is that they knees come forward first and then they try to squat down. And that's all the pressure is going straight on the knees. So if the hips come back first, it loads up the glutes and the hamstrings, and then the knees, there's no pressure on the knees, okay? So hips back, arms up, into that squat, and I want you to try to go as low as you can, but not relax at the bottom. So there, and drive back up, okay? Drive back up. So it's only a slight hinge back, so it's not this, okay? That's a hinge. Slight hinge, we want a little hinge, not a full hinge, okay? So hinge back slightly, drive up, okay? Through. So remember those points, 3 points of contact. Try and go low as down as we possible, but not round our back and relax. So chest stays up, back is flat. Okay, cool. So that is the air squat. Pause the video now and give a practice that for another like 3 or 4 minutes. Okay. Okay, guys. Once you're happy with the air squat, once you're happy with that air squat, then the next movement we're going to go into is the goblet squat. Goblet squat. If you've done a lot of squatting before and you're quite happy with the way you move and you've got a kettlebell at home, then you can practice it with a kettlebell. But like I say, these videos are aimed at people that haven't got any weight at home. But more than welcome for you to use a kettlebell, shall I say. So what we're going to use, or what I'm going to use, is a book, a heavy book for the goblet squat. And all it is a case of just doing exactly what I've just done in the previous part of the section, so the air squat, but I'm going to use the book now to keep my chest up. So I can put it in here, but you want to have it just, I would prefer to have it just outside, and that will keep my chest up a little bit higher. The heavier it is, the easier it is to sit up more, because it allows you to counterbalance. Okay, so it's a good bit of counterbalance. But you can use a pint of milk, or 4 litre of milk, or anything that's reasonably heavy that you can hold in your arms. Tuck your elbows in and drive up. Remember, all the key points are still there. 3 points of contact with the feet, so the knees are out, hips come back slightly, and that chest stays up. Yep. Okay guys, grab a book and give that a go. Right, next one. If you're happy with the squat and you're moving well and you're feeling good, we're going to go into the press up, or press up variations, okay? So first of all, we're going to start on the wall. So I've got a bit of a block here. That's going to be okay for demoing, and obviously you can use this wall as well. So key thing with the press up, guys, is what we want is make sure that these elbows, your elbows, stay tucked in. Okay, we don't want the elbows coming out. As soon as the shoulder comes out the capsule, sits in the capsule here. As soon as the further it comes out, the more it has to rely on the muscles to stabilise. Okay, and then we can start looking. Well, not start looking, but there's potential of injuries here because we're going to hang on smaller muscles, and you'll see a lot of guys who bench really wide, eventually in time end up ripping a rotator cuff. Okay, so really it's a little bit harder having these elbows tucked in, but in the long run it keeps you injury free, and that's what's on the main thing about this program is just getting you to move better, safer. So elbows stay tucked in no matter what it is. Fingertips face away, whether that's on the floor or on the wall. So let's try and have a look at that now. So if I look at the wall here, okay, I'm going to have my fingertips there, but with this wall, it's quite narrow, so it makes me tuck my arms in a little bit more than I should. So this just for demonstration purposes. I want to make sure that my fingertips are facing this way, and when I come down, my elbows track behind me. Also, my hand should come down. If you want to start from the bottom position, what we normally recommend is you start. Your hand should be in line with your chest. Your thumb should be in line with your chest. So you're going to see that from the back now because it's the only way I've got it. So I'll start from here. My hands, my thumbs can just touch my chest from here. Okay, elbows are tucked in, and then I press away. I come back, and I press away. There, and press. Give that a go, guys. That's really quite straightforward. It's just building the base up for when we go to the ground. Okay, cool. Give that a go. Next, so pause. Give it a go. Okay, right. So next, here we go. So press ups and press ups variation. So I'm going to bring you down a little bit here, so you can see what's going on the floor. So fingertips facing away, so facing straight in front of us. Okay, and then what I want to do is my hands are here. I want to rotate them in. So I'm rotating the shoulder in, back into the capsule where it's nice and safe. So then I can come back here. Right, so we'll start on the floor first. Chest is on the floor. Bring these arms in and fingertips facing away. So your thumbs should just be able to touch your chest here on the ground. Feet are together. Knees are firmly on the ground, and then squeeze your bum. From here, tuck your elbows in, and it's just a press up to the knees there, pulling your belly button in. Okay, so down, tuck your elbows in, there. So I still, in this position here, I'll still squeeze my bum and still pull my belly button into my spine. So pull your belly button into your spine, squeeze your butt, and then elbows tucked in, drive up. Okay guys, pause the video, give a few reps there. Don't do too many, but just make sure to keep the focal points, fingertips back, elbows track behind. Okay, so give that a little go. Right, next one we'll do is the worm. So it's a lead on from what we just done with the knees. We start from the bottom again. Thumbs can touch your chest. Elbows are tucked in. Squeeze my bum. Come up here. And then what I'm going to do is push my bum to the ceiling. Drive up. And then I'm going to try to lower myself down slowly as much as I can. So push up. Almost locked up with my arms. And then I drive my hips up. There. Squeeze my butt. And then I keep my elbows in, tucked in, and I come down under control. Or as under as much control as you can. Okay? Again, pause the video and try that for a couple of reps. Okay? So, how did that go? That's the worm. That's a good way of building up strength if you are still struggling with the press up. Don't stay on the knees for too long. Eventually, you want to get to be able to build up into a press up. press ups are a very hard movement. You know, it's up there with one of the hardest bodyweight movements. But if you stay on your knees forever, you'll never get to it. So that's where the worm helps, because eventually you can start to come up, slow down with the negative. You're still going through the press up, the mechanics of the press up, rather than just staying on your knees the whole time. One with the knees, don't let those elbows come behind and just flare out like that. Okay, sorry, don't let the elbows flare out. Keep them in nice and tucked in. So, last but not least is the normal press up. So, again, you can start from the top here, or you can start from the bottom. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Squeeze your butt, drive up there. But on the way down, you notice my shoulders just go over my hands. So my hands are still, I can still just about touch my chest with my thumbs. Elbows tucked in, drive up, everything's nice and straight. All the way down, all the way up. None of this that you see on YouTube normally. So full range of the press up. Okay, so if you can do those press ups, have a couple of tries now. Cool. Right guys, we're gonna have a drink. So we're gonna set you up for this workout. So let's see how long we got. So what I do, guys, is I'm going to pause it. I'm going to pause the video now and add this as a part A, and the second part B, which would be the workout, the cardio. Okay.